Kev, a 0-0 goalless draw at home to Southend. Do you feel as though that was a fair reflection on the performance?
Yeah, I think first and foremost delighted that we kept a clean sheet. I think it's only the third one in the league this season. So I asked the players for a clean sheet today. I asked us to be defensively more solid, harder to break down, harder to play against, and I think you saw that today with Parksy and Luke back in the starting lineup together with Fergie there, and obviously Alex coming in at right back. We were fairly solid. Football, I said to him in the change room there, what wins your football matches, which is the most obvious statement in football, but it's goals. And I've asked the defence to do their job, then it's about can the offensive players step up and do their job, and we just couldn't do it today. Against a really well organised, and I said that in my interview on Friday, that they would be well organised, well drilled, get bodies behind the ball, be really hard to break down. And you saw that today, so it was going to take something a little bit special. But when we come up against teams like that, we have to come up with something a little bit different. Maybe get it a bit wider early and get good crosses in the box, because they narrow up, they get bodies behind the balls. Just try something a little bit different. But it was one of those we kind of huffed and puffed and just couldn't break them down. So I've got mixed feelings really. Delighted with a clean sheet. It's something to build on now, and now we need to work on the offensive side of it. We need to be more clinical in the final third. It's as simple as that. Otherwise we won't win football matches. So it's something we have been working on, don't get me wrong. We had a blow. Joe Gray was meant to be starting today, and I think the game would have been made for him today. We just, with his energy, his directness, him being able to run at people, stretch their defence. Unfortunately, he fell ill overnight, so it was a big blow to have him missing. So yeah, mixed feelings. Delighted we didn't lose the game, of course. Delighted with a clean sheet, but so much more we could have done in the final third.
Offensively, was it a case of not creating enough chances rather than putting them away?
Yeah, I think a bit of both. First half, to be fair, we created a few. Manny got in some good areas. We've got some good balls in the box. I think Brendan had a good shot with his right foot. Cookie, when he tried to slide Big Manny D in, I think he could have took it himself. So it's just those decisions in the final third that they haven't cost us today, because we haven't lost the game. But it could have been a different story if we'd have just made better decisions, been a bit more clinical. So it's second half is more disappointing, because I don't think we had a shot on target, if memory serves me right. We had a bit of pressure on their goal, but nothing clear cut, which is disappointing. So I look forward to watching that back. But we just need to do better in the final third. It's as simple as that, because we've certainly got the players that can do it, and we've shown that already this season. But I think missing Joe Gray today was a big blow for us.
When you replace a goalkeeper, that can be quite nervy, but Pete stepped up today, clean sheet, as you've already mentioned. But just in terms of confidence now, you must be really delighted for Pete.
Yeah, of course. It's always a big call when you change goalkeepers, but I thought it was the right time to do it. Joel's been excellent for me, but I think it was the time to do it, and two, it was a chance for me to have a look at Pete in a game situation, and I thought he did everything spot on today. He wasn't really tested, but what he did really, really well. So from his point of view and his confidence, he'll be buzzing with a clean sheet. I gather he played in goal for the Dagenham game earlier on in the season with a clean sheet. So like I say, from a defensive point of view, it's something to build on, a platform to work from. But ultimately, Lenny's buzzing because he's more of the defensive side of the setup. But I'm, as you well know, offensively, I want to see us do better. I want to see us score goals, and it's always disappointing from my point of view when we don't at home, especially. But ultimately, we've stopped the rot in terms of losing games, and let's not forget, Southend, if they hadn't have had them 10-point deduction, they'd be sitting in the playoffs right now. So they're a decent side. They're a very good side. They've got good players. So I felt we dealt with them really well. But we've got to do better in the final third. It's as simple as that.
Yeah, and we'll just touch on some other, selection. Alex Lacey playing right back today. Seemed to change wingers quite a bit with Shane, Brennan switching sides, and then also Anthony Mancini came on, then came off. Can you just describe a bit more about all those three? Yeah,
well, Alex, we just felt like young Quakes who we've brought on loan from Derby, still a young lad, still learning the game. I just felt we needed a bit more experience at full-back. Alex is a good defender. He just tired. He's been out a while. We played a couple of weeks ago at centre half, and we just felt he could do a job there, and I thought he did all right. He just felt tired. Brennan and Che, as I say, Joe Gray was starting the game today, so in place of Che Cooper. Obviously Che's come in, only his second start, and I thought they did okay. They worked extremely hard for the side, so I wanted to get Brennan on the left, and I wanted Che to attack their wing backs and try and get crosses in the box, and then second half we weren't quite happy. In the second half we decided to change him over and try something a little bit different, so it didn't come off. So lots to work on this week, lots to think about. Hopefully we'll have Joe back available for next weekend, and of course Anthony, it's his groin again. It's frustrating, and you can see, he's only just walked past it. You can see he's frustrated, he's disappointed. It's never nice to bring a sub on and then have to bring him off. So it's a bit of a concern. So we'll have to assess that one tomorrow to see where we are with it.
Yeah, you say that Joe Gray hopefully available for next weekend. I believe Kieran Wallace has dropped out the squad as well with a niggle as well. So is there any update on them?
Yeah, well, Kieran again. It's a day-by-day assessment. I'm hoping at some point he'll train this week. So that's where we are with him. Otis Khan, I'm hopefully be up here this week and start running with a view to getting into training in the next 10 days, 2 weeks. So in terms of the healthiness of the squad, it's not too bad. But we've got we've had too many. For me, it's just bizarre how many illnesses we've had at this football club, and it's something that we need to look at in terms of everything: injuries, illnesses. Can we do anything better? Can the players individually do stuff better? So lots to think about, but ultimately, I want to talk about the game today, and it's a great clean sheet. It's a good point against a very good team. Of course, we want to win your home games in front of our own fans, who are excellent again today. But certainly now we've got a good week to prepare for the Eastleigh game, so we need to go down there and try and get a result.